Hello guys, welcome to my tutorial. Please, I will encourage you to follow my page on TikTok, on Facebook, and also subscribe to my YouTube page, and then like all our video, comment your questions, comment your contributions, and then share the videos so that others will also partake in this tutorial. And if you want to contribute your support, the account is shown on the screen. Thank you. Okay, last class we discussed solubility, equation on solubility. We solved a solution on solubility 2010 question, and today we want to also solve another question on solubility, Jamb 2010. So the question says the solubility of copper 2 tetrasulfate 4 is 5 gram in water in 100 gram of water at 100 degrees Celsius, and 25 gram in 100 gram of water at 30 degrees Celsius. Full stop. What mass of the salt would crystallize if 50 gram of copper 2 tetrasulfate solution saturated at 100 degrees Celsius were cooled to 30 degrees Celsius? Alright, we define what solubility is, so I will just briefly define and explain it for those that do not follow last class and are confused of the term solubility. So solubility is the maximum amount of substance, which is usually a solute, that can dissolve in a given amount of solvent at a specific temperature and pressure to form a homogeneous solution. Another person may be confused and say, what is solute, what is solvent, what is solution? Now, a solute is the solid part of a solution, and then it is the substance that is dissolved in the solvent. So solvent is that substance that dissolves the solution, the solute. Solute is the substance that is dissolved in the solvent. Solvent is that one that dissolves the solute. So that's how it is. And then when this dissolve in this, they now form what we call solution. So an example, typical example of this is salt. Salt is solute plus water. Water is a solvent. And then when you divide salt in water, they now give you what we call salt solution. Okay, so that's what it is. So if you look at the question, it says solubility of copper 2 tetrasulfate is 75 gram. What it means is that tetrasulfate solute was dissolved in water to give you copper 2 tetrasulfate solution, which is 75 gram. So and that occur at 100 degrees Celsius. So we are going to be solving this gradually. So we say at 100 degrees Celsius, 75 gram of tetrasulfate or copper sulfite was dissolved in 100 gram of water, right? Was dissolved in 100 gram of water. So we are looking at the total the total mass at 100 degrees Celsius is equals to 175 gram, because I'm going to say this plus this, so to give you the total mass at that 100 degree Celsius, right? Then the next statement is they say 25 gram of that copper sulfite in 100 gram of water at 30 degrees Celsius. So we will come back again and say at 30 degrees Celsius we have 25 gram in 100 gram, the same 100 gram of water, and then to give you a total mass of 125 degree gram, which is at 30 degrees Celsius. Now, mass crystallized for 175 gram of copper sulfite solution, because if we go back to the question, they said what mass of salt will crystallize if 50 gram of copper was saturated at 100 degrees centigrade. We are cold at 100 degrees centigrade, we are cold to 135 degree. So the mass crystallized for this, when it moved from 100 to 30, so we now say mass of copper sulfite crystallized for the total mass, which is 175 gram of copper sulfite solution, would be this minus this, which is 175 gram minus 125 gram. So that's how we get the mass that we are crystallized. And 175 minus 125 will give you 50 gram. 50 gram. So this is the mass that we are of copper solution that were crystallized, right? So now we want to look at because they say what mass of the salt would crystallize if, right, the mass that were crystallized when it goes from 100 degrees Celsius to 30 is 50. That don't confuse this 50 with the 50 from the question. 50 from the question is different from this particular 50. This is the mass that was crystallized when this was equal to this, right? Then now said what mass will be crystallized if 50 gram of copper were saturated, right? So we will now come back and say 175 gram of copper sulfide, gives us a precipitate or a crystallized precipitate of this 50, that is this particular one. This 150 gave us this, right, which is 50 gram. 150 gram of copper sulfate. Let me say PPT. PPT means precipitate. Precipitate and crystallization seems to be similar, but they are different. Crystallization is the process by which a solid is formed from a liquid or gaseous, often for the purpose of purification, while precipitation is the process by which a solid is formed and separate from a solution due to chemical reactions. So the bottom line here is that solid is formed on both of them. So we now say 175 gram of copper sulfide, we precipitated 50 gram of that copper sulfide, so which is 50 gram. Then now from the question, 50 gram, this 50 gram here is even for this is the one that we get when we calculate this 50 gram here now is the one from the question, because if 175 gram of this precipitate this, then the question is how many precipitates are we going to get if this 50 gram of this copper is used. So we now say of copper sulfide we precipitate X, we don't know, that's why we are looking for it, right? So let's cross multiply, use this to multiply this, and then use this to multiply this. That's cross multiplication. So we now say 175 times X gram equals to 50 times 50 times 50. So we make S gram subject to the formula. So S gram is equals to 50 times 50 divided by 175. So when we multiply 50 times 50, you are going to have 25,000 divided by 175. And then when you divide that, when you do that division, 25,000 divided by 175, so we get 14.285286 in 3 decimal number, in 3 decimal place. So let's make it in 1 decimal place, since all the answers from the question is in 1 decimal place. So we're going to have 14.3 in 1 decimal place, and then the answer will be this. So from the question you can see that D is the answer. Alright, thank you for your watch to this stage. Please follow my page, follow my YouTube page, subscribe to my YouTube page, like all our videos, follow my Facebook page, follow my TikTok page, and also contribute your support so that we can serve you better. Thank you. See you in next class.